plays, you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
4 down, check.
Looking to throw. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Tight end's right. All right, here we go. Blue 90.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. In for the score. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Boy, it's nice to have a big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Sit up! 180! We got three, fellas. We got three. What do you
Now it's Trubisky. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Sit up. 180. Check. Hey, gotta go.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Way to go, guys. Sit up. 180. Red, up. 53. Mike, 53. Red, up. What do you
Now Trubisky. Looking deep for Gabriel. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So the Broncos coming out now. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Black 99 Philly, here we go. Set. Green.
He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Now let's go.
He'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And that will be incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it online, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, he gets everything he could into this one. The trajectory's good. It's definitely online. It just needs a little more oomph behind it. And it'll wind up falling just shy of the crossbar.
Up. 180. Hey, guys, check me out, Red, up. Hey, gotta go. Lock in. Under crunch. What are you
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. He got 29 yards that time. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
180. Check 53. There you go. You see it? They gonna need some therapy after this.
Off the toss, Cohen. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
I know I'm supposed to be watching the entire field, but right now I'm kind of locked in on the guy calling the plays. Back-to-back, big-time plays for him, including a run on the last one. And right now he's got to feel really good about his chance of getting into the end zone. Run it, pass it, either way, they have the confidence going right now.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go. We're on the ball after this. Back. Sit up. 180. 53 is the mic. Lock in. Hey, watch the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Better drop something else, baby.
Second and goal from the 1.
Lock in.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal.
Sit up! 180!
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Mitchell Trubisky, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Tight left! Gun!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down.
Set! Blue 90! Check! Detroit!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
All day, baby. Good try. He's scared. Now let's go. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Hey. Set! Blue 90!
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a 1st down. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half.
Check,
he's got it 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
That's it, baby. We got heavy. Everybody scoot up. Heavy.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now he's flushed out left. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are in for 6.
Touchdown.
That play was blocked so well, it almost felt like a 7-on-7 session with no rush at all. Quarterback was able to stay in the pocket, scan the field, go through his progressions, and find the open receiver for a touchdown.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Move. Up. 180. 3 down.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 52 yards.
Let's go.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Hey, gotta go. Lock in.
They go play action with Trubisky. Letting one go deep for the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Allen Robinson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Extra point right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half.
Destiny, get Marley up for there. It's time for you guys to go upstairs and brush your teeth. Go upstairs and brush your teeth. Just eat that ice cream.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Hey, boys, we got four down. Leopard! He's checking.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Three down.
All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Hey.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Gun!
They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Bird. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Two tides. Hey, 4 down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play.
Boom! Bus stop.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild 1st half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Mike's 5-9.
They'll look to throw again. This pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Royce Freeman, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos have broken the tie. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be taken in at the 1. Spinning away. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45 out of bounds at the 44. So that will push him back.
And now we know why he had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the shift.
Red up.
Mike, 53.
Lock in.
Mike.
Ain't no such thing
On
as
your head.
taking wins.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. They give him a gain of 38.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. There he goes inside the 30. And down to
Hey,
the
gotta go,
29-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. First down now, but that clock rolling. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky going for it all. Fighting his way through contact. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Hey, 18. Set up. 180.
Hey, check. 3 down.
What do you had?
Kill.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Burton. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Double tight.
Set up. 180.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Lock in. Set up. 180. Lock in. Hey, gotta go.
Go.
Now Cohen.
Run.
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Let's go.
Hey, we got tight left.
Lock in.
Hey.
Set up. 180.
On 3rd down. That's Cohen. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll bring them back within 4. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Out. 3 down.
All right, here we go. Boom.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completes it to Aguilar. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll throw now on the final play. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Hey, 18.
Let's go.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. On the crossing route, complete. It's Robinson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Let's go.
A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Reds up. 180. Lock in. Reds up.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Burton. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. They give them a gain of 37.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
180. Lock in.
25, check 25.
This is Cohen on the toss, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Single. Hey, I got number 8.
Sit up. 180.
On second down, Trubisky.
Bang.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Trey Burton, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are in for 6. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it, and he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
The extra point up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
And the Bears will be kicking off. Number 12, the deep return man.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away. Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
We'll see what they have up their sleeve. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Yeah, baby.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. Two nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Detroit!
Hey, guys, check me out. We got
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Gonna throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Gun! Black 99 Philly, here we go! All right, now, lucky 56.
On play action, they'll throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and that will tie us at 24 all. So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And an alley to run. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Hey, we got 3, we got 3.
Up! 180! Hey, gotta go.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
Reds up!
Tight end right. 3 down.
Set up. 180. Hey, gotta go, gotta go. Lock in, lock in.
On second down, here's Trubisky. He's going to rifle one deep left side. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Tight end's right.
Set up. 180.
Three down.
Red, up.
SOS.
Blue, blue, blue.
SOS.
Lock in, lock in.
Now it's Trubisky.
Hey, alert 3.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
Strong right.
They'll
Strong
take it.
right.
Just, I like the way you
now.
described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Heavy. Watch the backfield. Check 3.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Focus.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 15.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
There you go. We got. You see it? You see it?
Hey. We got 3 down. 3 down.
They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
You got tight right there.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Run.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
Set up. 180.
Hey, check.
20 head.
3 down.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Over the middle, complete. It's Burton. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Back now at Soldier Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is Cohen. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Watch tight end. Odd. 3 down. Odd.
Sit up. 180.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Here comes the boom. I see you, boy. I see you. Lock in. Hey, 18. Sit up. 180.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Lock in.
Target.
From the gun, it's Trubisky.
Check hot route.
And Robinson with a big catch. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one, and even 40 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Tight right.
Sit up. 180.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Watch.
Lock in.
Safety's creeping. Shift.
Lock in.
They run. This is Cohen. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Red, up. Sit up. 180.
Joker.
Lock in.
6 guys.
Now Trubisky.
Watch the edge.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You don't want no
Oh,
problem.
that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now a whistle and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17.
Hey.
Sit up. 180.
We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
Lock in.
Hey, check 24.
Lock in.
Check 50.
Lock in.
From from the shotgun is Trubisky. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
That's what I'm talking about, D.
Brandon, what I
That's I'm
remember
talking about.
most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Tight to the right. Move.
18, 18.
Even. 4 down. Even.
What are you
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Let's go, let's go.
And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for
Tight
it.
ends right. Watch tight end. 4 down.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10.
Hey, we got...
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, watch 28.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
They'll look to throw here. Room to run inside the 40. And he comes back with one complete. Denver has the 1st down. The play going for 15 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
4 down, 4 down.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mike, 58. 58's the Mike. Set the tone, defense.
Detroit. Detroit.
58, boys, 58. 58's Mike.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
Okay, we got 4.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Hurry up. Here we go. 3.
He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
58.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Coming to you.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Mike, check. 59. It's our field.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Double tight. 4 down. Check. 80's getting the ball here. 80's getting the ball.
keeper. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on fourth. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So here now is Brandon McManus in a big spot. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Hey, boys, we got four. Four down.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Mike, 58, right there.
Hot.
Check Mike. Check Mike.
Hot.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And McManus able to put it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
180.
53's the Mike. 53's
20 head.
Back to throw. A dump off for Davis. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Stop. 180. Gotta go. Gotta go.
53's Mike.
Hey, gotta go. Gotta go.
D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, half.
They'll look to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A Chicago first down to former Jag Allen Robinson on the catch from Trubisky.
Gotta go.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Watch left. Watch left. Watch left. He's tied right there. He's tied right there.
Hey, 18, 18, 18. Reds up.
And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So that'll back them up 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Tight right, tight right.
18, 18. Sit up. 180. Hey, 18, 18, 18.
54 is the mic. 54.
Lock in, lock in.
Watch 54. Watch 54.
One last shot for Trubisky.
Here I come.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit.